Twakusihi tutazame kwa neema nyingi sisi watumishi wako ambao umeridhika kutuita ili tutekeleze shughuli muhimu za kaunti na Jamhuri ya Kenya. Twakuomba utunyenyezie baraka zako sisi tuliokutanika hapa na utujalie tuyatende na kufikiria mambo yote yatakayowasilishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili utukufu na sifa zako ziendelezwe, na ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya kaunti hii yetu na wale ambao haja zao umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amina. Order, honorable members. Honorable Clerk, kindly confirm whether you have the quorum.
Honorable Speaker, there is quorum.
Honorable members, welcome to today's sitting, today 26th June 2024, 2:30 p.m. sitting. We can now have the prayers on the order of business.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Honorable member from...
Mr. Speaker, thank you for this opportunity, Mr. Speaker. I'm rising to follow up on the statement I sought on from the Chairman, Department of Agriculture, Mr. Speaker.
The chairperson, Agriculture. Honorable John,
Asante
are
sana.
you holding his brief?
Asante sana Speaker. Naomba muda wa wiki moja ndio nipatane na chama ndio tutawajibu.
Honorable John, do you know the kind of statement that the honorable member from Kaptumo Kaboi is making reference to?
Mr. Speaker, sikuwa. Ndio maana nimesema wacha ni ombe muda wa wiki moja nipatane na chairman ndio tujibu. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I think, honorable members, with all due respect to the honorable member, we seem to be misusing the powers of this House. On 16th May 2024, a honorable member from Kaptumo Kaboi sought the statement, and the chairperson or whoever was holding his brief had sought for 7 days to respond, and it was expected that by 23rd May 2024, the response will be before this House. I note that the committee vice chairperson, you were not present when the statement was sought. And I don't know whether you had a session to deliberate over the same.
Mr. Speaker, sikuwa.
Honorable members, I've made several communications as regard the response to statements. And Honorable Musbei, I know this is one of the statements among so many others that they've not been responded to. And I want to commit that before the end of this session, I'll be able to give a very substantive ruling over the same before the end of this afternoon session.
Mr. Speaker, as I oblige, I also wanted, since I've seen Chairman Health, there is a statement I saw last year on about facility improvement, FIF Act, and its implementation in our various facilities. Actually, it was specifically on an account that was being operated against the Act itself. So perhaps the chair who is today here, remember, Mr. Speaker, last week as I was following up on the agriculture, I also added on the same. So maybe, who knows, the chairman could be having a response to the same. Thank you.
Honorable Rotich.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. I think, Honorable Speaker, my conscience serves me well that we did respond to that particular statement when the Honorable Member, at that particular day, he was not in. So I liaise with the relevant clerk to provide those information to that statement sought by that particular Honorable Member Speaker.
Well, I think, honorable members, that is dispensed with. You will liaise, the honorable chairperson will liaise with the committee clerk, and if indeed there was a response, then that will be dispensed with. And in the event that has not been responded to, I think I'll give a communication over the same. Next order.
Order number 8, motion.
Honorable Chamalan.
Honorable Speaker, in light of the issue raised, I have had an opportunity to look into the report, and I wish to report that there is no glaring issue. Everything contained in the report is within the confines of the applicable law. Honorable Speaker, I urge this House to approve the report as it is. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay. I think the debate was adjourned. We can proceed with the debate, or were you making a right of reply? Honorable members, I will proceed to put the question that this House adopt the Administration and Public Service Report on vetting of nominees to Kapsabet Municipality Board laid on the floor of the House on 25th June 2024. Will as many as of similar opinion say aye? Aye. And will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? Ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, motion.
Honorable member from Kapsimoto.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to move a motion that this House adopts Budget and Appropriation Committee report on consideration of the Nandi County program-based budget estimates for the financial year 2024-2025 as laid on the floor of this House this date, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, the Constitution and the Public Finance Management Act 2012 placed significant responsibilities on the County Assembly over the management of public resources, particularly with regard to resource mobilization, allocation, monitoring, and control. Article 224 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 provides that every county government shall prepare and adopt its annual budget and appropriation bill in form and according to the procedure prescribed in an Act of Parliament. The County Executive of Nandi prepared the county program-based budget estimates for the financial year 2024-2025 and submitted it through public participation processes and regulatory structures, including review by the CBEF. On the 30th, 2024, the CECA member of, in charge responsible for finance did submit the same to County Assembly as proposed estimates. Mr. Speaker, sir, Section 131, subsection 2 of PFM Act 2012 inter alia provides that before the County Assembly considers estimates of the revenue and expenditure, the relevant committee of the County Assembly shall discuss and review the estimates and make recommendations to this House, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Standing Order 210, subsection 5 provides that the Budget and Appropriation Committee shall discuss, review the estimates and make recommendations to the County Assembly, taking into account the recommendations of the sectoral committees, the views of the County Executive Member for Finance and Economic Planning, and that of the public. To achieve this, therefore, the County Assembly undertook above exercises guided by the standing orders, which directly borrows procedures from the PFM Act 2012. The County Assembly engaged the sectoral committees as provided by the Standing Order 210, subsection 3, which states that upon being laid before the County Assembly, the estimates shall be deemed to have been committed to each sectoral committee without question put, for each such committee to deliberate upon according to their mandate. In addition, the Budget and Appropriations Committee conducted public participation exercise upon committal in adherence to the Article 196, subsection 1B of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Section 131, subsection 2 and 207 of the PFM Act 2012, Section 91, subsection A of the County Government Act 2012, and the Standing Orders number 210, subsection 5 of the Nandi County Assembly Standing Orders. This exercise was undertaken by the County Assembly in all the 6 sub-counties for 3 days from the 7th of Friday to 11th of Tuesday, June 2024. During this exercise, the committee collected public views, which forms part of the basis for the recommendations of this report. Establishment, composition, and mandate of the committee. Membership of this committee. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Budget and Appropriations Committee is established under the provisions of Standing Orders 189 as currently constituted. The committee comprises of the following members: Honorable Edwin Kipchumba Korir, Chairperson; the Honorable John Kiprotich Keter, the Vice Chairperson; the Honorable Walter Kiblaga Teno, Member; the Honorable Wilson Kipkirui Sang, Member; the Honorable Julius Kibruta Keter, Member; the Honorable Trufosa Chelagat Kuto, Member; and the Honorable Lucy Chepkemei, Member. Mandate of the committee. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Standing Orders 189, subsection 3 outlines the mandate of the Committee on Budget and Appropriations as follows. A, to investigate, inquire into, and report on all matters related to coordination, control, and monitoring of the county budget. B, discuss and review the estimates and make recommendations to the county assembly. C, examine the county fiscal strategy paper presented to the county assembly. D, examine bills related to the county budget, including appropriations bills. And lastly, to evaluate tax estimates, economic and budgetary policies, and programs with direct budget outlays. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Nandi County program-based budget estimates for the financial year 2024-2025 was submitted to the County Assembly on the 30th April 2024 in accordance with the provisions of Section 129, subsection 2 of the PFM Act 2012 and the provisions of Standing Orders 210, subsection 1, which provides that the member of the County Executive Committee responsible for finance and an accounting officer of the County Assembly Service Board shall, not later than 30th of April, respectively, submit to the County Assembly budget estimates and related documents specified in law for the county government and that of the County Assembly. Mr. Speaker, sir, the submitted Nandi County program-based budget estimates for financial year 2024-2025 was laid on the table of this Assembly on the 7th May 2024, pursuant to the provisions of the Standing Orders 210 and subsequently committed to the Budget and Appropriations Committee as well as sectoral committees of the County Assembly for review of the budget proposals for each department. The Budget and Appropriations Committee examined and discussed the estimates and has made recommendations which are contained, Mr. Speaker, in this report. Mr. Speaker, sir, in reviewing the estimates for the financial year 2024-2025, the Budget and Appropriations Committee held 6 sittings, including one with the County Treasury. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee also had meetings with all the sectoral committees and received submissions on the budgets of their various departments. These submissions have been incorporated in the Budget and Appropriations Committee recommendations on the budgets. Once approved by this House, recommendations will form the basis for the passage of the financial year 2024-2025 Appropriations Bill. Mr. Speaker, sir, in line with Article 196(1) subsection B of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Sections 131, subsection 2 and 207 of PFM Act 2012, Section 9, Section 91, subsection A of County Governments Act 2012, and the Standing Orders number 210, subsection 5 of the Nandi County Assembly's Standing Orders, the committee held public consultations on the proposed 2024-2025 budget from Friday 7th June 2024 to Tuesday 11 June 2024 in the following sub-counties: 1. Mosop, Tindret, Nandi Hills, Aldai, Chesumei, and Mgwen. Written memoranda were also submitted through the office of the clerk from organizations such as Nandi Community Health Ambassadors. The committee has reviewed all the public hearing submissions and has incorporated a number of recommendations in this report. Acknowledgement. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Budget and Appropriations Committee is grateful to the sectoral committees and all the members of the County Assembly who participated in the process for their hard work and dedication in making sure that the County Assembly lives up to its budgetary oversight role. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee also is grateful to the public for having turned up in large numbers to take part in public hearings, and the members of the County Assembly who, though not members of the Budget and Appropriations Committee, took their time out of their busy schedule to attend the public hearings on the county budget in the various, as earlier mentioned, in the various sub-counties. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee is also very grateful to the Office of the Speaker of the County Assembly of Nandi, the Office of the Clerk of the County Assembly, and the clerks for the support received as it discharged its mandates of reviewing the budget estimates for the financial year 2024-2025. And on behalf of the, Mr. Speaker, sir, on behalf of the Budget and Appropriations Committee, and pursuant to the Standing Order 210, subsection 5, it is now my pleasant duty and honor, therefore, to table the report and budget estimates for the financial year 2024-2025 and recommend to this House for adoption. Mr. Speaker, sir, on legal framework guiding the preparation, submission, and approval of the county budget estimates. While the basic form, content, and timing and format of the budget estimates for the county government is provided in Article 220 of the Constitution of Kenya. The initial basis of the county budgets is the Division of Revenue Act and the national legislation contemplated therefore in the PFM Act number 18 of 2012. As regards to the preparation of the Nandi County program-based budget estimates for the financial year 2024-2025 and subsequent actions by both the CCM and County Assembly, while guided by the steps provided for in the section 125 to 128 of the PFM Act 2012, the provisions of section 129 to 134 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 especially apply. Mr. Speaker, sir, having undertaken that, we actually carried immense public participation in the said sub-counties. And Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to notify the House, Mr. Speaker, sir, that we have the copy of this report in our gadgets, and the same has been forwarded in our groups. And therefore, since that the same report is actually very voluminous, we are to have a look at the various proposals from the public, from the wards, that was undertaken in the sub-counties. But allow me, Mr. Speaker, since I'm not going to go through the entire wards, Mr. Speaker, the County Assembly, in consideration of its role in representation of public interest, conducted public participation forums across all the sub-counties of the county from the stated dates. That was in accordance with the provisions of Article 10 of the Constitution on National Values and Principles, Article 196 of the Constitution, and Section 91, subsection A of the County Government Act. Mr. Speaker, sir, the same is attached, and we have all the proposals from the wards. Allow me now, Mr. Speaker, to move to the detailed analysis of the Nandi County Government MTEF, that is Medium-Term Expenditure Framework, budget estimates for the financial year 2024-2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, the total budget of the two arms of government, that's the County Executive and the County Assembly for the financial year, is estimated to be Kenya shillings. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm talking of the analysis of the budget estimates as it were. So these are the findings. It was estimated to be Kenya shillings 8,698,177,100 Kenya shillings. The main expenditure highlights for the financial year 2024-2025 are as follows. The County Executive, Kenya shillings 7,990,709,053. County Assembly, Kenya shillings 907,468,047. Financing this budget, financial year 2024-2025, Mr. Speaker, the total revenue for the financial year 2024-2025 is estimated, as I had earlier indicated, that it is 8,698,177,100. The equitable share from the national government is projected to be Kenya shillings 7,421,327,25,940. That is 85% of the total budget. Conditional allocations and loans and grants amounts to Kenya shillings 661,522,764. That forms 8%. And on-source revenues amounting to Kenya shillings 615,328,396, which forms 7% of the total allocation. Mr. Speaker, sir, the table below has a breakdown of the streams for the county's revenues for the financial year 2024-2025, and the baseline being financial year. The referred baseline is 2021-2022. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, sir, we are able to confirm, and honorable members can be able to confirm the same in the said report. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me indicate something on revenue trends. Mr. Speaker, the following is a trend of our resources of revenue for the financial years 2021 to 2025. In the financial year 2024, the county envisages to raise a total of Kenya shillings 8,608,177,100 from the streams in the table as indicated below. So we have that table, Mr. Speaker, and it actually shows the first column is indicating the sources, that is the revenue lines. We have the various financial years indicating right from 2021 all the way to 2024, 2025. Those are the streamlines. And in conformity of the budget to the set legal framework, Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me indicate and pronounce the fiscal responsibility. Mr. Speaker, sir, in managing the Nandi County government's public finances, the county treasury shall ensure the following fiscal responsibility principles pursuant to Section 107 of the PFM Act 2012 and Regulation 25 of the PFM Regulations 2015 as upheld. A, the county government's recurrent expenditure shall always not exceed the total revenue. B, over the medium term, a minimum of 30% of the budget shall be allocated to the development expenditure. C, the county government's expenditure on wages and benefits for its public officers shall not exceed 35% of the total revenue. That is the wage bill, Mr. Speaker, sir. D, over the medium term, the government's borrowing shall be used only for the purpose of financing development expenditure. And E, the county debt shall be maintained and not exceed 20% of the total revenue at any given time. F, the fiscal risks shall be maintained and managed prudently. And lastly, reasonable degree of predictability with respect to the level of tax rates and tax bases shall be maintained, taking into account tax reforms that may be made in the near future. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me move to the committee's recommendations. Mr. Speaker, having deliberated on the budget estimates for the financial year 2024-2025, the Committee on Budget and Appropriations recommends as follows. On policy recommendations, 1, the CCM for Finance and Economic Planning in preparing budget estimates should comply with all the sections of the PFM County Government Regulation 2015, and in particular Section 25, subsection A and B, which requires that the county government expenditure on wages and benefits for public officers shall not exceed 35% of the total revenue. 2, that the county secretary should immediately ensure that the report on staff/payroll audit carried out by the Public Service Commission be submitted to this county assembly immediately after the completion of the exercise. 3, that the amount allocated for emergency fund be utilized in line with the provision of Section 110 to Section 115 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012. And number 4, that the CCM in charge of finance and economic planning do considers under disbursement schedules percentage payments of both recurrent and development expenditures per departments and submit the same to the county assembly on quarterly basis. On the public procurement and disposal processes recommendations, 1, we noted as a committee that the county departments should ensure timely procurement processes and implementation of the projects. Number 2, that the procurement of fuel for roadworks for ward level should be done at sub-county level, and procurement of maram steel be done at the ward level. This shall also be considered on the same. Number 3, that the CCM in charge of finance and economic planning shall also ensure that all sourcing processes by the county government of Nandi for the contractors and suppliers to undertake the supply of works, services of goods is undertaken on or before the August 31st, 2024. B, that all the contracts and agreements are entered into by the county government with contractors and suppliers is undertaken on or before September the 30th, 2024. And C, the first issue of LSOs/LPOs for contracts and agreements for those under contracts where sourcing processes are requests for quotation or proposals be entered into by the county government with the contractors and suppliers. That should be done on or before the October 30th, 2024. Essentially, the same will be able to ease on implementation, Mr. Speaker, sir, and that is why we recommended as a committee on the same. Mr. Speaker, allow me indicate or go through the budgetary recommendations, Mr. Speaker, sir. And Mr. Speaker, since I had actually indicated all these budgetary recommendations touches now on the wards. Mr. Speaker, we have a number of budgetary recommendations from the committee, and we took cognizance of the fact on the changes that were brought forward by the committees, the various committees from the wards and the public from the wards, and again in consideration of the members of the various wards. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, you will allow me, Mr. Speaker, sir, touch on the recommendation number 259, as I have earlier on indicated that there are so much we might not be able to capture all, but all is indicated in this report, and we have that in our gadgets. Mr. Speaker, sir, our recommendation number 259, under vote number 4423, the County Assembly, the recurrent expenditure estimates for the County Assembly shall be Kenya shillings 881,813,047 in the financial year 2024-2025, based on the approval of the County Allocation Revenue Bill 2024, and the development expenditure estimates shall therefore be Kenya shillings 120 million. The estimates of the County Assembly are attached there herein, Mr. Speaker, sir, in the first appendix. That is in the report, it has been attached. Recommendation number 260, that the total allocation of Nandi County Education Fund for the financial year 2024-2025 be approved at Kenya shillings 164 million to cater for the bursaries and scholarships. Mr. Speaker, sir, recommendation number 261, that under R4427, that is Nandi Administration, Public Service, and ICT, allocates Kenya shillings 20 million for the counterpart funds for the Kenya Development Support Program. 262, that under R4412, Nandi Health and Sanitation, that the Facility Improvement Fund, which is FIF, be approved at Kenya shillings 301,231,711 in the votes and programs as attached again in the second appendix, which is attached in this report herein. Recommendation number 263, that under 4428, that is Nandi Agriculture and Cooperative Development, the appropriation in aid for the Kaimosi be approved at Kenya shillings 62,600,000 in the votes and programs as attached again in the appendix 3. If you can confirm that is in the appendix, how the distributions or how the appropriation has been done is also attached in appendix 3. Recommendation number 264, that under 4433, which is Nandi Trade, Tourism, Industrialization, and Enterprise Development, the appropriation in aid for the Directorate of Liquor Licensing be approved at Kenya shillings 10 million in the votes and programs as also attached in appendix number 4. 265, Mr. Speaker, sir, under R4429, Nandi Sports, Youth Affairs, Culture, and Heritage allocates Kenya shillings 42,400,000 for the Nandi County Youth Service Programs as itemized. And Mr. Speaker, sir, since we have that table here, I can be able to just give a description a bit on the same. We have 3 columns here, serializing the first one as a Tujajiri program. Mr. Speaker, sir, Tujajiri program is an agreement entered into by the county government with the KCB, Kenya Commercial Bank, and once we give an allocation, there is going to be some matching funds to that effect. Mr. Speaker, we have appropriated Kenya shillings 10 million. On wages for the NCYS, that is our youth, we have appropriated 26,400,000. And on operations under administration costs, there is an appropriation of 6 million. That is totaling to 42,400,000. And recommendation number 266, that while taking account the projected inflows for conditional grants and equitable share, the overall resource framework informing the budget estimates for the financial year 2024-2025 be adjusted as follows, following the approval of the county government additional allocation of Revenue Bill 2024 and the County Allocation Bill 2024, which were considered and passed in both the Senate and the National Assembly on the Tuesday of the 11th, 2024, June. That in line with the County Allocation of Revenue Bill 2024, the equitable share be increased by Kenya shillings 183,461,627 from Kenya shillings 7,421,325,940 to Kenya shillings 7,604,787,567. Mr. Speaker, sir, that following the conditional grants be included in the proposed revenue framework and the same be accommodated on the project expenditure lines. That R4414, as under Health Sanitation Department, increase the conditional allocation from the national government for community health promoters from Kenya shillings 35,723,350 to Kenya shillings 96,660,000. Next is that under D4431, lands, fiscal planning, housing, environment and natural resources, and climate change, increases the conditional allocation from development partners from AFD for the Kenya Informal Settlement Improvement Project, that is KISIP 2, from Kenya shillings 188,354,057 to Kenya shillings 208,354,058. That under D4424, that is Kapsabet municipality, thus allocates Kenya shillings 33,993,380 conditional allocation from World Bank for the Kenya Urban Support Project, KUSIP UDG. That under D4428, that is Agriculture Cooperative Development, allocates Kenya shillings 10,918,919 conditional allocation from Sweden for the Kenya Business Development Project. Recommendation, Mr. Speaker, sir, number 267, that the recurrent expenditure for the financial year 2024-2025 be approved at Kenya shillings 6,210,885,126 in the votes and programs, respectively. Mr. Speaker, budgetary recommendation number 268, that the capital expenditure of the financial year 2024-2025 be approved at Kenya shillings 2,804,022,204 in the votes and programs as attached herein in appendix number 5. 269, that the total budget estimate for the financial year 2024-2025 be approved at Kenya shillings 9,014,907,366 in the votes and programs. Mr. Speaker, sir, that the total resource envelope of the Nandi County program-based budget for the financial year 2024-2025 is recommended at Kenya shillings 9,014,907,366, of which Kenya shillings 7,604,787,567 be the national equitable share. Kenya shillings 607,328,396 be raised from the local revenue, and Kenya shillings 500,939,949 as conditional grants from the development partners, and Kenya shillings 283,943,793 as conditional grants from the national government, and lastly, Kenya shillings 17,907,660 as unconditional grants from the national government. Mr. Speaker, sir, budgetary recommendation number 271, that the summary of the recommended expenditure for the financial year 2024-2025 by program will therefore appear as contained in the table below. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have the table attached, and allow me, Mr. Speaker, sir, go through it so that we can be able to have a clear view of the same. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the vote title, we have various votes, and we have the county executive personal emolument estimates at 155 million, recurrent estimates at 330 million, other operating expenditure expenditure operating estimates at 18 million, development estimates at 118 million, and total estimates, Mr. Speaker, is 621,685,728. That forms 6.9% of the total allocation. On health and sanitation, allow me, Mr. Speaker, sir, mention, because we already have that, allow me health and sanitation takes 38.12% of the total allocation. Public service and labor takes 0.7% of the total allocation. County assembly takes 11.1% of this allocation. Kapsabet municipality takes 1.27% of the allocation. Office of the county attorney takes 0.99% of this allocation. Finance and economic planning carries 5.5% of the total allocation. Administration, public service, and e-government takes 4.37% of the total allocation. Agriculture cooperatives development, 5.92%. Sports
For financial year 2024-2025, laid on the floor of the House today, 26th June 2024. Honorable Korir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise, Mr. Speaker, to move a motion on amendment on the Select Committee on the County Budget and Appropriations Report on the consideration of the Nandi County Program-based budget estimates for the financial year 2024-2025. Mr. Speaker, I wish to propose that the Budget Appropriations Committee report on the Nandi County budget estimates for the financial year be amended as follows. Number 1, that the conditional grants for the Kenya shillings 187,500,000 for the national government be introduced in the resources for the County Aggregation Industrial Park under D4433 Nandi, that is trade, tourism, industrialization, and enterprise development, being the balance for the financial year 2022-2023. 2, that the recommendation number 268 be deleted and replaced with the following words. The capital expenditure for the financial year 2024-2025 be approved at Kenya shillings 2,991,522,240 in the votes and programs as attached herein in the Appendix 5. 3, that recommendation number 269 be deleted and replaced with the following words. The total budget estimates for the financial year 2024-2025 be approved at Kenya shillings 9,202,407,366 in the votes and programs. 4, that the recommendation under 270 be deleted and replaced with the following word. The total resource envelope of the Nandi County program-based budget for the financial year 2024-2025 is recommended at Kenya shillings 9,202,407,366, of which Kenya shillings 7,604,787,567 will be the national equitable share, and Kenya shillings 607,328,396 will be raised from the local revenue, and Kenya shillings 500,939,947 as conditional grants from development partners. Kenya shillings 471,441,794 as conditional grants from the national government, and Kenya shillings 17,907,660 as unconditional grants from the national government. And 5, that the table of the summary of recommended expenditure for the financial year 2024-2025 by the program in recommendation 271 be deleted and replaced with the following table. Mr. Speaker, allow me briefly go through the percentages, the variation in the percentages, and Mr. Speaker, sir, the same amendments as emanated from whatever receipts that was received from the national government. They managed to give the 67 million out of the 250 million that we remember that we budgeted for. And therefore, there is need for us to reallocate and balance so that we can be able to give the indication of the figures of the balances, which is 187. And the same alters all this. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, sir, it will take development percentage to 32.51%, having varied that and indicate an additional 187 million, the balance from the national government. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to request my Vice Chair to second the amendment.
Honorable members, I'll proceed to propose that the amendment is moved by the honorable member from Kapsimoto to be part of the motion. Any debate on that, or I proceed to put the question? Honorable members, I'll proceed to put the question that the Budget and Appropriation Committee report on the Nandi County budget estimates for financial year 2024 the Honorable Korir can see that the budget estimates for financial year 2024.
Mr. Speaker, it is the 2024-2025 budget estimates.
You know what to do.
Yeah. Mr. Speaker, I wish to move a motion to amend to delete the item indicating the year financial year 2024-2024 to replace with the financial year 2024-2025. And I do request for my Vice Chair to second.
Honorable members, I'll proceed to propose that the Budget and Appropriations Committee report on Nandi County budget estimates, as read in the amendments, be the financial year 2024 be deleted, and the word 2024-2025 be inserted. Honorable members, I'll proceed to put the question that the Budget and Appropriation Committee report on the Nandi County budget estimates for financial year 2024, that financial year 2024 be deleted, and the financial year 2024-2025 be inserted. Will as many as of similar opinion say ayes?
Aye.
And will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? Ayes have it. Honorable members, we now back to the initial amendment. Honorable members, I'll also proceed to put the question that the Budget and Appropriations Committee report on the Nandi County budget estimates for financial year 2024-2025 be amended as follows: that conditional grants of Kenya shillings 107,500,000 from the national government be introduced in the resources for County Aggregated Industrial Park under the D4433 Nandi Trade, Tourism, Industrialization and Enterprise Development, being the balances for the financial year 2022-2023. 2, that recommendation number 268 be deleted and replaced with the following words: the capital expenditure for financial year 2024-2025 be approved at Kenya shillings 2,991,522,240 in the votes, and the programs is attached herein as Appendix 5. 2023, that recommendation number 269 be deleted and replaced with the following words: the total budget estimates for financial year 2024-2025 be approved at Kenya shillings 9,202,407,366 in the votes and programs. 4, that the recommendation number 270 be deleted and replaced with the following word: the total resource envelope of Nandi County program-based budget for financial year 2024-2025 is recommended at Kenya shillings 9,202,407,366, of which Kenya shillings 7,604,787,567 shillings will be the national equitable share. Kenya shillings 607,328,396 will be raised for local revenue. 500,939,949 as conditional grants for from development partners. Kenya shillings 471,443,794 as conditional grants from the national government, and Kenya shillings 17,907,660 and 60 cents as unconditional grants from the national government. The table of the summary of recommended expenditure for financial year 2024-2025 by program in recommendation 271 be deleted and replaced with the following table. Will as many as of similar opinion say ayes?
Aye.
And will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? Ayes have it. Honorable Keter, I can see your mic is on.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving this opportunity so that I can contribute in this budget, Mr. Speaker, sir. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, if there is a good budget that it is really being weighted, Mr. Speaker, for the first time, Mr. Speaker, I can be able to tell my people from Jemundu Kamngetuny what it is in the packet, Mr. Speaker. And indeed, when we were doing the public participation, Mr. Speaker, they were happy because they participated fully, Mr. Speaker. In fact, for me, I am happy because what they are projected and everything that they have itemized, Mr. Speaker, they are really waiting for implementation. So in this case, Mr. Speaker, I stand to support the budget, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, Gosang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As said by Member Kipruto and the others, is that I must first thank the committee led by the ABO Chair, Korir, for preparing and giving us the wonderful budget this year. Last year, Honorable Speaker, we had issues. The number of projects were made in various wards that were known, led by Ward Chepkumia, that I took many of the projects to my ward. Now this time, this is the fair budget. I want to confess, honorable members, that that was an unfair budget for that particular time. Now we have been given a priority that we have this ward fund. And every ward you have a responsibility to go and ensure that what has been passed must be implemented by the executive. I took most of the roads department, but this time I'm the most disadvantaged. But I know that if you can implement and pass this motion, most of the members of the county assembly will come, because these are the budget that were, during the public participation, members of the community will say, let us put this, maybe with this department for water, you have been captured in various wards. The other time, this budget was free. It was a blanket. You go and talk to the executive, you talk to the governor. If you are not afraid of the governor, you have been given opportunity. But this time now, everybody is equal. So I want to encourage you, honorable members, that not even waste time to discuss about this budget. Because it is a budget that if implemented from next year, even Kagoni will be very happy. I'm meeting with Honorable Kagoni the other time that most of my roads are done in my ward and is my neighbor. Kagoni has been complaining about me, and I told him, time will come. It is your time, Kagoni, to come now so that you can implement what has been said in this budget. I want to request you, honorable members, that has been moved by the chairman for this budget. I've seen, yesterday we have this pronouncement, the highlights and the revenue measures. I've seen the way honorable, the CEC, led and presented by this, because I'm also the member of the budget. We tried, honorable members, and we ensure that even a member from Olesos receive his priorities measures and also the priority from his particular area. And we have talked with him. He gave me a proposal very happy to ensure that this budget must go through so that he'll get an opportunity. So I want to ask you members that if you will pass this budget, things will work. And you remember that we have remained with only 4 days. 4 days, only 4 days, members, so that we can pass this budget. So if you can allow us to make sure that we pass, we appropriate, we'll have now to tell the executive what has been passed. Even if it is the ward fund, must be implemented in all particular wards. There will be no compromise. Let our share be given. If I have been given 38 million, let my 38 million be given before the end of the financial year. And that is what is not a plea. And we are requesting Honorable Shangu, Honorable Maina, that you are now the implementation chair. You ensure that this thing has been implemented fully. That is my plea to you. So I'm requesting us, honorable members, that if we pass this thing and be followed by the honorable chairman implementation, I think everybody come 2027. This is now the time the 27 will begin, and all of us, or 3/4, will come and become the members of this county assembly. Remember that we are still young. We are still young. Even me, I'm still young, honorable members. I'm not Gen Z, but we condemn such useless activities that have been taking place. But I'm saying, if this opportunity will be given in 2027 members, I beat with members like Honorable Jeff Tugate. That's Honorable Edwin from Gwa. If the members will send him in 2027 to go home, because of such kind of implementation, Jeff Tugate will go nowhere. So we want to save this priority and give a new opportunity so that come 2027, Jeff Tugate will be given a comeback. And this is what we are supposed to, this is the budget that will make us to come through. Otherwise, honorable members, I must say thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving us the opportunity to, we have worked, honorable members, at times up to 3:30. In fact, if we pass this thing, I'll sleep as from today. Thank you, honorable members, and I'll get you to appreciate.
Honorable Chelule.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. I want to support the adoption of this budget. The major reason being Ward Development Fund, or what you call Equitable Fund. This will undoubtedly let us have something to show to the electorate at the end of our terms that we have done something in the ward. Well, about education, there is this 120 million shillings, which was divided among 30 wards, with each ward getting 4 million shillings. I want to say that the principle of equity has not been exercised there, because the populations of the wards are not the same. You cannot give my ward 4 million, give Kilibwoni ward 4 million, and Chepkumia 4 million, when the populations in those wards are not the same. Because the students who will benefit from Chepkumia, as it has due advantage over the larger wards. So let us consider that one. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Tarbey.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to support the adoption of the report by the Budget and Appropriation Committee Chair, that is the Honorable Member for Kapsimato. I think if there are lucky people to witness this history, Mr. Speaker, are the pioneer members who are in this House. From the first, the second, and now the third assembly, Mr. Speaker, the realization of what the equitable share of development fund in the county, Mr. Speaker, is a dream come true. And I know the honorable members are very happy, Mr. Speaker, because at least something has been done. I want to congratulate our governor, Mr. Speaker, because he first initiated the goodwill of ensuring that 50% of development resources coming to Nandi goes to the ward level. I was saying, Mr. Speaker, for counties like Nakuru, they are still talking about 25%. So it means as Nandi we are ahead because 50% of development, like if you compare Nakuru County with Nandi now, when Nandi is getting around 40 million, average of 39 to 40 million, Nakuru is getting around 20 million. So it's a good start for the honorable members. However, now the oversight, as said by the honorable member, is left to this honorable House. Mr. Speaker, I have a dream that one day even the procurement process will be default to the Ward Development Committee. Because, Mr. Speaker, we might talk theory, and the Ward Development Committee identify projects, but they can be delayed by the procurement department. I think we'll be opening our eyes and we'll ensure. I want to urge the honorable members that we wake up and follow the process. If there is anything to do with bill of quantities, it should be done as early as possible. Let the documentation stay somewhere in some particular office, but not towards the end of the financial year of procurement. Let it be done on time, Mr. Speaker, because failing to plan is planning to fail, Mr. Speaker. So I urge the honorable members, because the ward development committees, through public participation, have identified the projects. So the issues of to do with PQs, we should be up and running with those staff in the offices. After all, we have provided them with vehicles. They should go to the ground. If there is a bridge which was allocated money, ECD, they should start developing the PQs so that, Mr. Speaker, these projects can be done on time. However, Mr. Speaker, I know there are my colleagues in this honorable House who are kind of 50% happy, 50% not happy, Mr. Speaker. And that, I mean, I refer now to the honorable members who are nominated in this House, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, there is a Swahili saying which says, heri nusu shari kuliko shari kamili. The fact that our brothers who have the electoral wards, including my MCA, you know now when I am in Kaptuma Gaboi, the share, I cannot compete with the share with my honorable member, Mr. Speaker. So we want to request the honorable governor that he remembers the nominated, because we cannot be flower girls, Mr. Speaker. Like, for example, the bursary which the honorable member Chelule was talking. You know, we even have needy students who come.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Under what standing order, Honorable Keter?
90, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Tarbey, you know the rules.
Is it in order for the honorable member to mislead? You cannot be nominated from nowhere, Mr. Speaker. You must come from a certain ward so that you be nominated, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, for the member to allege that nominated are lefty, it's not right, Mr. Speaker. Because I believe that each nominated comes from the same ward. There is nothing wrong, Mr. Speaker, working closely with a nominated member from the same ward, Mr. Speaker. This one does not mean that you have been left out. Remember, it is when we were doing the public participation, Mr. Speaker, we were doing with nominated members from different wards.
Point of information, Mr. Speaker.
You want to inform the honorable member or the House?
The honorable member.
Honorable Keter, do you wish to be informed?
At this juncture, Mr. Speaker, I don't intend to be informed.
No.
Because I'm putting a very straight point to the honorable member. So I heard members will be done. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well, Honorable Tarbey, are you able to substantiate?
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Information is power. I wish the honorable member would have allowed the senior ranking member, the elder Laltim, to inform him. Because, Mr. Speaker, the nominated members, we don't belong to particular wards. That's why when they are referring us to the nominated member, they are referring as the member for Nandi County. And allow me to use the honorable member,
Point of order,
the honorable member Salma, for example, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Tarbey, there is a point of order. Honorable Maina, and outstanding order.
On accuracy of facts, Honorable Speaker, to the best of my knowledge, is it in order for any member, indeed, whether nominated or elected, to claim that there is any bursary or indeed any monies that they give to anybody? Is it in order? Is that in order, Honorable Speaker? And if indeed there is such a thing, could they substantiate and show this House how that is done?
Honorable Tarbey, you've been called to task.
Honorable Speaker, I think if the honorable member can go to Hansard, when the honorable member for Japkumia was saying, he's saying my word. So for an honorable member, where can I say my word, Mr. Speaker? Maybe it is a literal term, but we know the resources belong to the county, and they are not individual. I know they are being done through public participation. But, Mr. Speaker, I was clarifying a point for the honorable member, the whip. Like Honorable Salma is nominated to represent the Muslim.
Honorable Tarbey, as you respond to that, the honorable member from Olesos has indicated that is there any member who has been given bursary? That is what he said. And he was inviting the chair to rule that you're out of order. So as you respond to that, that will be part of the issues to be responded to.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in this honorable house, we represent the people. And it is through us that they get resources. That's why in the budget, Mr. Speaker, we are appropriating resources for the people we represent, for example. So it's literally, maybe in quotes, Mr. Speaker, that our resources allocated to Jepkumia Ward, for example, it's construed in quotes to have been allocated to the honorable member, Mr. Speaker. That's why whenever the member is addressing the people, he's saying, I have brought for you the bridge, I have brought for you bursary, and that's what we understand, the layman's understanding, Mr. Speaker. But there is no money given to individual person in terms maybe like depositing in the account or so. There is no such funds, Mr. Speaker. So I hope I have clarified, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I was trying to explain.
Point of information, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Hassan, you want to inform the honorable member from Nandi?
Yes, I want to inform.
Honorable Tarbey, are you acceding to that? Or do you wish to be informed?
Information is power, Mr. Speaker. It will be about me to either to take the information or reject. If it, but I believe it will give me a useful information because, as far as I'm concerned, I'm a ranking member and I am more informed than him, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to inform the nominated member, Tarbey, that in the budget, we have money from KSEPS, from World Bank, and here I want to ask the elected members to surrender those monies to the nominated members so they can now claim that they have brought something to the people of Nandi. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker. Point of order.
Honorable.
I wish.
Honorable Maina.
I wish that this House
Honorable Maina.
Sorry.
Honorable Tarbey, you were on your feet. Will you wish to raise a point of order against the submissions of Honorable Tarbey because he's presently seated? So unless he's on his feet.
Issue is not necessarily on Honorable Tarbey, but the Honorable Member Kagoni has just proceeded on to prosecute the same issue in a manner likely to suggest And this is the thing that I would like to be clarified, Honorable Speaker, that there is no money to surrender to anybody. We don't deal with any money. We don't give bursaries, no money is allocated to us. I want us to be very clear. We have no role when it comes to the issuance of bursary. Let it be clear to everybody. And let it be recorded in this house that MCAs do not give bursaries, whether elected or nominated.
Honorable Hassan, I think I'm afraid that I'll rule that you're out of order for you to insinuate that you'll wish to surrender the monies to the nominated. Honorable Tarbey, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also want to reject the information given by Honorable Kagoni, Mr. Speaker. I believe that the information is hot here, Mr. Speaker, because even the donor grants have conditions, Mr. Speaker, which comes with it. So there is no way you can allocate the money to the honorable members. So, Mr. Speaker, maybe to clarify what Honorable Maina is trying to say, Mr. Speaker, my argument was not that we be given resources individually as the nominated member, but, Mr. Speaker, we have electorates whom we represent. And I know the mess was on our side. When we were allocating money equally to the wards, we forgot even the general electorate, Mr. Speaker, because for me, like, for example, I represent the minority, the Derek. There is another member representing the Okiek, and the Okiek could be in various wards, Mr. Speaker. So, but I know they have been incorporated during public participation and project identification. But, Mr. Speaker, they could be unique projects. Like, for example, the women in this honorable house, there could be women projects that they would wish maybe to support the women's, and resources should be allocated. So we want to plead with the governor that if there is anything which can be done, maybe even during supplementary on the 50% remaining in the county, he should consider the electorates represented by the nominated members. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, I want to applaud the Budget and Appropriation Committee for a job well done. I want to plead with the honorable members that we be on our feet and try as possible, because failing from the ward co means we will fail all along. Being a pioneer MCS to implement the Ward Development Fund, if we get it right from the ward co, Mr. Speaker, it means our county future is promising. So I support it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
As you sit down, Honorable Tarbey, remember that it is not His Excellency the Governor that does the budget. The role of budgetary allocation rests with the County Assembly. Yeah.
Mr. Speaker, I'm informed.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. As I stand, I'm elected by the Constitution like any other member, that I am elected to represent the minority, the Ogiek, by the Constitution, and it is recognized. Mr. Speaker, these people are widely spread all over the county. That we have some in Dindret constituency, that is Kosabey and Ngatipkong, and in Nandils, in parts of Kebent, and even in Aldai, in parts of Kaborogin, and some in Jesume, Kapkovis. So, Mr. Speaker, these people are sidelined and they are down, that they are not able to compete even when resources are being distributed because of the information, and that is why I am elected to represent them. When I'm attending some meetings, like I had one of the meetings in the Serengonic, we cannot even be allocated fuel or even a car from the assembly that I normally use my own means of waste. And some, for elected members, the MCS, who represent the ward, this thing is political. Those people who are given grants, who are given bursaries, they are the people who campaign for the elected MCS. They are the people who did something that they are known in the, but the others are down, that they are not able to compete. And we are not requesting the governor the way the honorable member from Nandi Tarbey is requesting the governor. It is recognized by Constitution that we are supposed to be allocated funds as those people are recognized by the Constitution.
Honorable Bitok, you may remain seated under our standing order.
Could the honorable member clarify and whether or not he is imputing improper motives on any member of this House by claiming that bursaries or anything else are given to those who campaigned for anybody. Could he substantiate or withdraw?
Honorable Bitok, you have the two options. You either substantiate or withdraw, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Like now, this thing was started about bursary allocation. Is it fairly distributed in the word that every sublocation or location, people are invited to compete in a fair manner?
Point of order.
Honorable, before that, Honorable Tarbey, Honorable Bitok, I think the point of order is raised by the Honorable Member from Olesos is whether the bursaries are given to those who campaigned for the MCAs and not the issues as regard the sublocation. Kindly please substantiate that, or you proceed to withdraw.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I may withdraw the statement.
So were you done? Were you done submitting? Because you are still on your floor.
Not yet. Mr. Speaker, I think in future, I stand also to support the budget. In future, let us consider such a people like minorities, those people with problems, like those people with disabilities, and the others that they are recognized by the constitutions, and the minorities have their say, while the majority have their say. Minority, as they were what their say.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, I think I've said. Thank you.
Honorable Milka Chumba.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this chance to contribute. And I totally support this budget. I'd like to echo the committee of the budget because they have their able chairman and its members. Also, I support this budget because as I am nominated to represent the entire Nandi County. So whatever is going on all over these 30 wards, the 30 wards, I am also there. And the 30 wards, you must know that as the area MCA, you represent a ward. And us, we represent a county. So you must also know that we are bigger than you. And whatever we are going, if me, as Honorable Milka Chumba, if I want to come to your ward, I will just inform you that I am coming. But nevertheless, I am just an armless to you because I am coming to support whatever is going on in that
Honorable
ward.
Milka Chumba, there is a point of order. Honorable Maina, under what standing order, please?
On the matters being on the floor of the House, is it in order for us or for any member to begin discussing issues that are not necessarily in front of us? Could we just discuss the subject, what we are doing?
Honorable Isaiah Maina, I think the honorable member from Nandi, Honorable Milka, she's not out of order for her to make her submissions as regard the budget estimates when he make reference to the ward and also the county at large. Honorable Milka, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for defending me. Why I am saying this is
Order,
because
Honorable, what is it, Honorable?
Mr. Speaker, maybe I would wish that as honorable members, no member is bigger than the other.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
And
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
I would wish...
Mr. Speaker, the honorable member is standing on...
No. Honorable Tarbe, you're a very senior ranking member of this house. You're speaking to the chair while seated. Honorable Sang, what is it?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the protection. Mr. Speaker, what I meant is that we are equal members. As much as
Point of order,
some
Mr.
of us...
Under what standing order, Honorable?
Mr. Speaker, the honorable member is standing under what standing order, Mr. Speaker?
Honorable Sang, you may remain seated as he... Just remain seated.
I'm under point of order, Mr. Speaker.
For the record of this house, the honorable member stand on a point of order, but we don't know under which standing order is he standing, Mr. Speaker. Maybe you could clarify. So
Under what standing order are you standing, Honorable Tarbey?
On the standing order number 1, Mr. Speaker, that the Speaker guides, Mr. Speaker, because the honorable member stand on a point of order, but is not...
Honorable Sang, kindly wind up, please.
Mine, Mr. Speaker, I do not want to... I wanted just for clarification from maybe you might guide us, since I've heard Honorable Milka talk of she's bigger than any other. What I would want just to inform us is that all of us are equal. No member is bigger than the other, unless you are not bigger because you are a ranking member, but we are equal. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Sang. I thought we've all taken judicial notice that we honorable members of the County Assembly, and therefore we are on the same rank. Nonetheless, Honorable Milka, do you still stand by that?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
That
I'd like to, through you...
You're bigger than the other members?
Yeah, through you. We have 30 wards. And I am not talking on behalf of I, as Honorable Milka Chumba alone. I am talking on behalf of the all nominated members. Let's say now Honorable Walter is opening a project, a water project in Gabiet. And Honorable Tilda is opening a water project in Eastward. We as nominated, when they welcome us, we must go all over rotating just to open that water with them, because we are there as nominated for the Nandi County. That is the...
Honorable Milka, I think that is well settled with the Honorable House, only that they're asking, will that confer you the right that you are bigger than the other members, or did you mean that you represent a wider area as opposed to them?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think maybe Honorable Ngarisha didn't hear me well. We represent the 30 wards. That is what I mean. So if I am going around all the 30 wards, that means I have a lot to do than you. You are doing just one word. And that is what I mean. Let me continue. I don't want disturbances, Honorable Speaker. Again, why I am talking like this is that I was there for the last 2 terms. And I am now the happiest person that we have passed the World Development Fund. For I know the 30 of you, you will come back automatically. Because we know that this money will make you come back if you work properly with your electorates. And again, I know that we have gone round for the public participations. Your committee knows everything in the crown. Everything now is transparent. And, Honorable Speaker, I cannot say in front here that there is something that we can talk with the you elected members. Because we are friends, we are colleagues, and as we move on, we will talk. And there is somewhere that we will agree on something, and that I cannot say here. We will talk. That is just I know. And again, to conclude, Honorable Speaker, is that members, we are the leaders of this Nandi County, and we are talking about the budget. Let's go home and talk about what we want to do. Let us not leave our electorates be blind. or because they don't know what we are planning to do. Like now, what is going on here is because the other members don't know what is going on in their wards. And now you have your committees, and you as yourself
Mr. Speaker.
continue. So as leaders, please, I think we are going for recess, and we see what happened yesterday. Let us have a meeting with our
Point of order, Mr.
only
Speaker.
persons there as we go on. And we
Honorable
Point of
Keter,
order,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Speaker.
and our standing order, please.
Number 9, the accuracy of facts, Mr. Speaker. Is it in order for honorable member to allege that some of the MCS don't know what is happening while we were in the public participation, right from identification of the project and also estimation, Mr. Speaker, we include them. And in fact, the honorable member was in Chemundu Kamngetuni, Mr. Speaker. He visited me, and people even, they were happy. In fact, he just gave a very remarkable speech, Mr. Speaker. And now he's misleading the House by saying we don't know what we are doing, Mr. Speaker. I beg the honorable member to withdraw.
Honorable Milka, will you substantiate or proceed to withdraw and apologize to the House?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I would like to tell you, Honorable Whip, that why I am saying so, I have said that.
Kindly address the chair.
Yes, I am addressing you, Honorable Speaker, through you. There are some things that I cannot mention here, as I have said. Why our Kenya is in that situation is because the information. So you want me to mention the names of our other people? I didn't say you. So information is power.
I think, Honorable Milka, you've made your point that you didn't make reference.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to inform the House based on you can be able to make progress. Mr. Speaker, it is very clear it has a specified formula that all the wards are receiving their funding. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am set aside funds for fuel to do the roads. I think this one specifies, and it is also going to be utilized by the entire people residing from the particular wards. Yes. Mr. Speaker, it would be wrong when we try to reclassify and say, maybe for example, minority, I can give an example for minority community like Terix. Mr. Speaker, I think it is actually incorporated from the law. Unless we redo it again, it really captures. Whether you are a minority within whichever ward, it's already catered for because they have a specific formula. That is my information, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Well, Honorable Maina.
I wish to, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to make contributions to the budget. And I must say, I would wish to say the following. From the onset that I thank the committee for taking their time. I've always listened to the chairman, even when he presents. I think, Honorable Speaker, it seems to me that they have quite a bit of dedication, and they would wish to see Nandi probably progress. However, Honorable Speaker, I have serious problems with this budget. The first problem is that, Honorable Speaker, all the members who have spoken up to now have not mentioned a single figure. This is a budget. Other than the chairman, who mentioned some figures being moved, nobody else. Honorable members, Mr. Speaker, we are considering a budget. And they are inside here, figures. And these figures have either been misplaced or they are not properly allocated or properly explained. I want to take a very simple example so that I don't take too long. First, Honorable Speaker, when we I brought a motion here for the executive to give us a breakdown of what they are doing in terms of the audit. I'm happy that the committee has recommended that the report of that exercise should be brought to this House as soon as that exercise is done. On that, I applaud. However, Honorable Speaker, I look at all the emoluments. If you look at the emoluments for the county executive, they have risen from 144 million to 175. That's the proposal. All the departments have included an increment. I don't mind that. Probably it is a normal annual increment. But I'm considering the possibility that we, as a House and as a government, we agreed that there was a problem with the wage bill. And probably, if there is an exercise that is going on, then it would result in an estimate that is lower. That's just my assumption. But I am seeing now that we are actually going to be approving a larger amount. That's number one. Number two, when I look again at the county executive, and I am looking at about 9 programs. It is shown there that we have 9 programs. A number of those programs, like for instance, program number 9, which has been allocated 30 million, does not have any explanation as to how it's going to be used. I have looked at, say, Honorable Speaker, a program on county executive services, where the key performance indicators are indicated as meetings, 24 cabinet meetings, 1 annual report, 4 progress reports, and that has been allocated 51 million. I don't know, is it that the county executive committee is paid to sit? And if so, are they going to consume 51 million? I have looked at this budget where the narrative is. And I have seen also, Honorable Speaker, that the whole amount, including the bursary amount, has been lumped together as use of goods and services, 321 million for the office of the governor. I have looked, say, at another office, county attorney. Before you move from the county attorney, the office of the governor itself has got legal fees or legal advisory fees amounting to about 26 million. But a figure of 25 million is also captured under the county attorney. I have heard somebody who is ranking just whispering here that that's small change. I want to say this, Honorable Speaker. This is indeed a lot of money. When you work it out, easily, this house might be, we are being invited to appropriate monies close to 1 billion, probably, that are not well supported. I have looked at the Department of Agriculture. Honorable Speaker, we know that we have machinery there. This machinery, also the county machinery, it does some work. I've tried to look at the revenue streams, either declared by them or declared in their own source. I didn't see anything from those machines. I have looked, Mr. Speaker, at some very glaring things. Like, for instance, you buy computers each year in the millions. So the office of the county governor bought computers worth 3 million last year, this financial year that is ending. They have proposed to buy 5 million worth of computers. We are also budgeting for the completion and operationalization of the county governor office. 100 million. However, the same office is budgeting 8 million for buying of fittings. I don't know if indeed they intend to finish that house, that building, and operationalize it. Why would they be buying some other fittings? I have seen, Honorable Speaker, that they have monies allocated for catering services. And they are not small money. They are monies allocated to hold county hospitality services. And it is indicated there that we are going to have 2 meetings. That's the target. That's the performance indicator, honorable members. 2 meetings worth 40 million plus an inventory of dignitaries. This budget, this executive is calling on us to appropriate money to make an updated inventory of visitors. Yes, and it's 40 million. It might sound small, but if you give the people of Lesos, we would be happy. We would be much happier. Finally, Honorable Speaker, there is so much more, honorable members, so much more. So this budget, ideally, under normal circumstances, should be rejected. And I call on this House that it is important that we look at it because, after all, we are an oversight body, not oversight. Honorable Speaker, this word can mean 2 things. Oversight and oversight. To see or not to notice. I would like to finalize by saying this. The so-called fund, we spoke about it here, Honorable Speaker, and I wonder why you keep on allowing it to pass. Because there is no such a thing as what? Fund. Everybody knows that. Why would you like to lie to anybody that there is word fund? In any case, I have just seen in the narrative about what we call ward projects. If you go to every department, ward projects. There is no code for it. So all these monies, honorable members, will still depend on the goodwill.
Point of information, Mr. Speaker.
Maina, will you wish to be informed by the honorable member?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to inform the Honorable Maina, and thank you for accepting my information, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, yesterday, I think Honorable Shangu or Honorable Maina was not around, because how the operationalization of the Nandi Equitable share or fund is actually operationalized by the regulations. And yesterday, the same were actually tabled and presented by the CCM in charge of finance, and it is well indicated and distributed that the way it's going to be operated, it is very clear. So I wish to inform Honorable Minor that we are doing that. And remember, I wish also inform him that this budget has been indicated as a Nandi County program-based budget. So there is nothing to do with what I've just presented is the program-based budget and not Nandi County, not Nandi ward-based fund.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, I just want to finalize my remarks. Thank you for the information.
As you wind up, please.
Yes, I'm winding up. So I wanted to call on the Honorable House, Honorable Speaker, that considering the sensitivity, considering that our constituents are very keen on how we utilize these resources, which are hard-earned. I would also even like to say, Honorable Speaker, that I heard none other than our own governor, His Excellency the Governor, say recently, not too long ago, that it is high time that we take money from those luxurious, less priority areas and put them in the areas where the monies and the resources are required. I'd like to call on this House that even if we were to pass, or this House, and by judging by the mood that we were to pass this budget, which I propose that we reject, it is only fair that at the earliest opportunity, we should take a look at it with a view of appropriating money in all those priority areas. I thank you, Honorable Speaker. I oppose.
Honorable Birech, thereafter the Deputy Leader of Majority.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to give my views and to dissect this budget. Honorable Speaker, I rise first to 100% support this budget, Honorable Speaker. You know, there's a saying that says, give Caesar what it belongs to Caesar. Honorable Speaker, from my own professional point of view, Honorable Speaker, I want to applaud first my colleague and my friend Honorable Korir and his team for the wonderful job they have done so far. Honorable Speaker, I think each and every reallocation and allocation, Honorable Speaker, has been explained by the annexures in this budget. Honorable Speaker, for the first time in history, since the time I came here, I've been analyzing the budgets for 2022, 2023, 2023, 2024. And now, with the supplementaries. And now we are working on 2024, 2024, 2024, 2025. If there's a budget that is really balanced, and a budget that's fair for the first time, it is this budget, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I can't deny my people for the first time an amount of 38.9 million. Honorable Speaker, I can't deny. I've been able to go through some few tests because we had limited time to dissect this budget.
And I've been able to do around 2 tests. One is what we call compliance test, Honorable Speaker. And on compliance test, through what the law says, if this BFM Act, it is a Procurement and Disposal Act, the Budget Committee has explained each and every threshold that probably has never been with the development budget and the recurrent budget, Honorable Speaker. On what we call the substantive test, you know, farm activities too. You are doing what we call compliance test, substantive test, Honorable Speaker. But at times you can be told 1 + 1 is 3, but in real sense it is 2. Looking at the figures, I've been able to know that each and every figure that it was actually allocated, it was explained and it was supported by the annexures. And that one, I really want to support the Budget Committee. Honorable Speaker, Nandi County Equitable Development Act, that's the better term to use. This budget has allocated 1.1 billion that goes directly to the wards. And at the same time, the percentage actually that we left to the executive on this formula that we are sharing, it has been equitably distributed to each and every area, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, I want to say I support this budget based on the recommendations and the policies, recommendations that have been given by the Budget Committee. Honorable Speaker, I want to look on policy recommendation, and 2 on public procurement and disposal process recommendations on time of implementation. Honorable Speaker, the Budget Committee has said the county department should ensure timely procurement process and implementation of the projects. At times, we put an item on budget and it takes time to dispense off the amount. But what Budget Committee has said is that the procurement, for example, the procurement of fuel road works for ward level shall be done at the sub-county level, and procurement of maram for ward level shall be done at the ward level. A very good control procedure that has been recommended by the Budget Committee, that when it comes to fuel, it is done at the sub-county level. But when it comes to maram, it is done at the ward level, which actually it forms part of good policy and control measures that has been put by the Budget Committee. Honorable Speaker, I want to say something about the recurrent, which has been a big problem that we have been having, especially on personnel emoluments. Of course, it meet the threshold as we check on the budget. But the recommendations by the Budget Committee that as we await, which they have emphasized on the audit process that we are currently waiting, the gap or the difference figure that has been found on this budget will be actually actualized through the process, which we are currently waiting the outcome of the audit findings. And we believe it will actually work better for this county, Honorable Speaker. And finally, on projections of our own source revenue, Honorable Speaker, we are projecting around 615 million, 328.
Honorable member from Tinderet, as you make your presentations, you should be winding up.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On projection of the revenues, Honorable Speaker, we are projected 615 million, 328, 396. Honorable Speaker, this is a realistic figure, because based on the performance of the previous, on this expiring financial year, we were able to meet the projected revenues. And currently, we have just projected slightly an increment of around 50 or 80 million, which actually, in my own point of view, it is achievable as compared to projecting unrealistic revenue. So on this case, Honorable Speaker, I stand to support this budget together with the amendments. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I rise to support the budget of 2024-2025 fully, 100%, because it is having what we call equitable fund. According to the electorates of Koyonduri Ward, they are happy concerning the equitable fund. That is, we have been appropriated in this budget 38 million. And I can give some highlights, some examples in my ward basing on the same budget. I can give the example of education. This financial year, if implemented fully, we'll be having as a ward 4 ECDs, which in this story, it has never happened. Kibletita ECD, Kimolwa ECD, Kaborokin ECD, and Kapkole ECD. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, it is a milestone to the honorable members if the Ward Development Fund will be implemented. So I urge the executive to do some thorough work when it comes to Ward Development Fund and work hand in hand with the Ward Fund Committee in our various wards so that we can realize the development in our various wards across all the departments, from roads, education, water, and other departments. So I really support and I thank the Committee of Budget led by my neighbor and friend, that is Edwin from Kapsimato Ward. So thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I really support it 100%. Thank you.
Honorable Matthew Sang, thereafter Honorable Sarah Mutwal.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support in totality this budget based on the following reasons. Number one, Mr. Speaker, as it has been stated by earlier on by ranking member from Chepkumia, he has confirmed and confessed actually that initially the budget wasn't fair enough and balanced as stated by honorable member from Tinderet. Mr. Speaker, fortunately, this budget on issues to do with the equity of resources to the wards, I support in totality, since in my ward, I feel that the people themselves decide on which projects they would wish to be implemented in those areas. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I would want to commend the committee for the best of their recommendations that they've put forward on the issues to do with the tendering process, the issues to do with the contracts and the agreements, there are deadlines being capped to be done by September. So, Mr. Speaker, if at all, and that is what I urge the executive to do, that is what we normally have a challenge. If it is done towards the tail end or the fourth quarter of the financial year, it becomes a challenge to implement projects. But if it comes at the first quarter, it becomes so easy to follow up and ensure that implementation is done. Since some of the contractors might default and the time lapses, yet time is limited on the other end. Thirdly, Mr. Speaker, on the recommendation of road fuel to be done at sub-county level, that is commendable. The issue of lumping fuel supply to be done at the headquarters has given us a challenge. And in future, we would think of even going down, devolving it further to the ward level. But it is a good start. In terms of maraming, that is okay, since we do it at the ward level. But I would wish to commend and congratulate the committee for ensuring that they give a recommendation to the executive to ensure that fuel is done at the sub-county level. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, I would wish to urge my colleague, that is my friend, Honorable Maina, to kindly realize the changes in this expected or in this current budget that we are discussing for the financial year 2024-2025, for us to ensure that we feel the goodness that other counties have enjoyed, that does with Equitable Development Act, we would also likewise want to feel it. And we've seen it work in other counties. And by that, we applaud the governor by assenting to the act and ensuring that going forward, we are going to ensure that things work in an equitable manner. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I support.
Honorable member from Kosirai.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me also this chance to contribute to this bill of budget. First, I thank the committee and their able chair for what they have come up with. It is good that our prayers has been heard on what equalization fund. It has been a collective struggle from all of us, both elected and nominated. We say thank for that, because none of us was against the allocations of a ward equalization fund. So since this is a piloting budget, and there are so many projects from our wards, unlike the last budget whereby a ward maybe had only 3 or 4 projects. But now here, we shall have a bulk of projects from every ward. And it will be the same procurements that will do the work. So my worry also here is that it has been so difficult for them to do the process of procurement for the few projects that were there. What about now that every ward is up with almost 20 projects to be done within the span of the year? But since it is a piloting budget, I think it will undergo a lot of challenges here and there. As we continue, we shall be seeing where it can be amended and so on. So for the ward fund, this is a score to all of us. And it is also like the bursaries, that every ward got the bursaries, and here we have also the ward fund, that is okay. So for our friends, nominated MCAs that are actually for the minority and the marginalized, in that committees that we have in our wards, so every sector is represented. If it is the minority, there was a slot for the minority, and also for the people living with disabilities, there was a slot for them. So I think that they are not left out in the budget that was done in the ward. So my only problem here is that the other side now, apart from the Ward Development Fund, is where the allocation of funds are not itemized. But I call upon the committees for various departments that any money that is allocated in their departments and so on, they should make a follow-up. Let us come up with something that said follow the money up to the last coin in every committee. So if your committee has been allocated such amount of money, make a follow-up, so that at least we realize that the money that was allocated, it is accounted for. So that's what I'm calling upon our honorable members in our committees. Let us do our best to see that the money allocated to those departments is actually serving the purpose for it. Otherwise, for the Ward Fund, I'm happy for that, because every ward is not left out for this time round. So thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Kirongo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just to be brief, to thank the team of budget for such a wonderful job. Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to say this is historic, Mr. Speaker. 12 years down the line, Mr. Speaker, now we are realizing this. So, Mr. Speaker, that is my history, 12 years. I've had Honorable Birej saying 2 years, Mr. Speaker. For me, it is 12. So we have, I'm proud of this, Mr. Speaker. I want to say we will make it implemented. As this House, Mr. Speaker, will be firm. And if it is implemented, Mr. Speaker, I am sure that quite a number of us will be back 2027. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, for those few remarks, I want to say I support fully. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
What is it, honorable member from Koyondurio?
I just want to give information to the public and to this honorable house because of accuracy of facts that
So are you raising a point of order?
Point of information, Mr. Speaker, sir, because the said ECD, which I said last time when I stand, is that upon consultation due to public participation, it was changed from Kapkole to Murukuywa ECD, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Honorable member from Terik.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this chance to contribute. First of all, let me thank the Committee of Budget and the entire team for giving out their best in delivering the budget as a committee. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, sir, is that I happen to hail from the neighboring two counties, Kisumu and Vihiga. This Ward Equitable Development Act will assist us a lot, as said by the senior member, who is our Deputy Speaker. First of all, I would like to compliment on the area of I have seen that since our constitution was given into action, we are seeing the prime purpose of devolution going to begin. This is because the Ward Development Act is going to common mwananchi, who is way below to the grassroots. And this is really giving us hope that we are going to give our electorates to participate fully in the development and actualizing the budget that we have at the moment. However, there are some issues that we will have to fight as a house because it's a house of making and putting into task the executive. More so on the absorption rate of the budget that we will normally pass every annually. The absorption rate has been way below 60%, and this is what I'm urging the whole house that since when we are past this budget of 2024-2025, let's all move with speed and task the executive to fully absorb the budget as we have passed. Secondly is that this is a budget that's realistic, whereby you've seen on source revenue. The target that I have given it out is that it is achievable, and since what you have budgeted within own source revenue is fully going to be achieved through the Department of Finance. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, sir, is that as I support the budget fully, is that as I represent the people of Terik, I'm happy, and I'm happy that if this Equitable Development Act is going to be fully implemented, I assure the floor of these microphones that come 2027, I'll stand foot here again. I stand to support fully, Mr. Speaker, sir.
I see the Honorable Member from Kapchorwa, thereafter Kaboreng, and lastly, Honorable Majority Leader.
Inquiry, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, sir, Honorable Sang.
I'm sensing some danger, Honorable Speaker, because this is a very important document, and I've seen members just debating and they move out of this chamber. So we are worried of the others.
Honorable Sang, you are the first to debate on this motion, and therefore let us
I'm inquiring Honorable Member, but I'm still seated, Honorable Member. I'm seeing Honorable Member and...
Honorable Sang, you know what to do in such a
thank you, Honorable Speaker. Stand guided, Honorable Speaker.
You know what to do in such situation. Honorable Bet.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Before I give my input on this budget, first I want to give my deepest heartfelt condolences to the families who lost their loved one as a result of yesterday's protest. This is not a loving mother, Mr. Speaker. We need to pass our condolences. Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to give my input on this budget. And first I want to say thank you to the team led by Honorable MCA for Kapsimato, who is the chair, for the tireless effort of budget making process. I think this is one of the best and amazing budgets we've ever had since we assumed office. For quite some time, Nandi County has gone through a lot. We've had a lot of challenges for being non-performing county in terms of performance. And with the World Development Fund, or rather Equitable Fund, which is going to sort a number of issues that has been affecting our people across the county, and give a better name to this county, that we've been called names as elected leaders, we've been abused of going in bed with the executive. This is a time that I want to say all of us in solidarity should pass this budget without any hesitation. Mr. Speaker, sir, I know there are a number of issues, but there is no budget that is 100%. We can stand here today and raise some gray areas, mention a few things, but I want to say, with the effort of all stakeholders, if this budget is fully implemented, it will be a game changer in our county. Honorable members, without narrating and saying a number of things, let us all support this budget and pass without any further amendment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I beg to support.
Honorable Hassan.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute. Let me congratulate the Budget Committee led by the Chair for their tireless work that they did on this budget. Honorable Speaker, the budget comes at a backdrop again of the protest where people are wanting the money, value for money. And this budget is actually going to do that with the introduction of the Equitable Fund. But for us to realize this, Honorable Speaker, we need the wage bill, as the chair said, the wage bill to go down. Glad that the report will come so that we have money for the projects that were put in words to be accomplished. We also had the regulation from the Finance Department, which we had awaited for the chair to do some amendments for the finance, from the Finance Department, so that this Equitable Fund can have a committee that is effective, that can assist with oversight, and can make it great. Honorable Speaker, there were members talking about other words which are bigger than others, but they failed to mention about the Equitable Fund that they're getting from the national government that is not mentioned here. So we also have other words which are not getting those Equitable Fund from the national government to balance the other words. So you can't have your cake and eat it too at the same time. Here in this House, I'm glad that, Honorable Speaker, we are in the equitable areas so that every ward and every elected member or nominated member, every member in this House is equal. And that's why we're in that. Honorable members, as oversight members of the county assemblies, our job will just to ensure that the money that we appropriated today and passed in the budget today actually goes to the work that is supposed to be done. And we will be helping the people of Nandi to ensure that the value for money and the budget that we pass, as this is our second budget to pass, actually goes to the people of Nandi. I stand to support.
Honorable Majority, thereafter the Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Just raising under standing order number 58. That, Honorable Speaker, the same motion be put to question, Honorable Speaker. And I call upon Honorable Hezra to second.
Nonetheless, notwithstanding that motion, the honorable member from Kapsimoto was to make a right of reply. So let him make a right of reply. Thereafter, I put the question.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I just have a few comments to make in a way of giving a right of reply. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank all the honorable members for the contribution and, more importantly, the tireless efforts that they have always put when we began this budgeting process. It has been tedious. We really did a lot, but I want to really say thank you for what you have done as a House. I want to thank you, members, because all indications are rhyme that we are going to pass this budget. I want to say thank you. Mr. Speaker, on just a few issues, when we have this budget passed, Mr. Speaker, sir, we will request that this House do their rightful implementation, and in a way of doing oversight, let us ensure that whatever has been passed, we make sure that the budget is fully implemented, and it will save our people in terms of services being provided and even the development that we are going to take into our wards. Mr. Speaker, sir, you will realize that our people are going to benefit. What is very touching is even on the issue of bursaries, that we are moving the same amount, allocation of 150 million, to entire 164 million, which means that is a plus for us, and it will allow us to do a bit of scholarships coming this financial year. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the issue of what that was raised, I wish the honorable member was still here. I have seen Honorable Shangu left, but that is for information of the House. On the issues raised by him, as regards to goods and services in the budget, it is very clear that every other county budget and even the national budget, we have a format that is being followed under PFM Act. That is why we have that. I know only the problem is that we are supposed to further interrogate the votes, the particular votes in a particular department. Otherwise, everything is well guided, it is laid, and that is very clear. So, Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you and to say thank you entirely for what has happened. I thank you.
Honorable members, I'll proceed to put the question that this House adopt the Budget and Appropriation Committee report on consideration of the Nandi County program-based budget estimates for financial year 2024-2025 laid on the floor of the House today, 26th June 2024, with amendments. Will as many as of similar opinion say ayes?
Aye.
And will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? Ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 10, the Nandi County Appropriation Bill 2024. First reading. The title, A Bill for an Act of the County Assembly to authorize the issue of a sum of money out of the County Revenue Fund and its application towards the service of the year ending on 30th June 2025, and to appropriate that sum and a sum forwarded on account by the County Assembly for certain public services and purposes.
Next order.
Order number 11, the Nandi County Appropriation Bill 2024, second reading. The title still, A Bill for an Act of the County Assembly to authorize the issue of a sum of money out of the County Revenue Fund and its application towards the service of the year ending on the 30th June 2025, and to appropriate that sum and a sum forwarded on account by the County Assembly for certain public services and purposes.
Honorable Korir.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as we move to appropriate the same bill, Mr. Speaker, it is actually going to allow the finance and particularly the executive department to at least expend on all amounts. I now request my Vice Chair to second. Thank you.
The Nandi County Appropriation Bill 2024 be yes, Honorable Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, to laud our able chairman, Honorable Speaker, and the committee and the whole House, Honorable Speaker, for the far we have come, Honorable Speaker, so that we can appropriate the same amount which has been passed by the Assembly, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I found that when I was going through the budget, Honorable Speaker, I found that somebody, Honorable Member like Honorable Chamala, Honorable Speaker, has allocated over 6 ECDs in Kilibwani, Honorable Speaker, compared to mine in Kabiet, which is 4 ECDs, Honorable Speaker. It is because of this new dispensation, Honorable Speaker, that we have allocated these funds together for the projects which are deemed to be priority in various wards, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I can give an example of my ward, Honorable Speaker, whereby I have allocated, or we have allocated the committee, the 2 tips in my ward, Honorable Speaker, that is Kipkombot Cattle Dip and Kibranga Cattle Dip, Honorable Speaker. It will be a milestone, Honorable Speaker. So as we appropriate these funds so that we can make it to be a law, Honorable Speaker, so that we can bind this money in law, Honorable Speaker. The way some members were saying that maybe these funds may not be used well, Honorable Speaker. This is now the process whereby we make it a law that the CC Finance shall ensure that these funds will be utilized as best by this House of Speaker. So I support the sentence by the chairman so that we can appropriate these funds to make it a law, Honorable Speaker. I support. Thank you.
Honorable members, I'll proceed to put the question that the Nandi County Appropriation Bill 2024 be read the second time. Will as many as of similar opinion say aye?
Aye.
And will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? Ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 12, the Nandi County Appropriation Bill 2024, Committee of the Whole House.
Other members, I get seated. I've seen members moving outside. We are in the Committee of the Whole House. You are not supposed to leave the chamber. These are very important business now. We need to appropriate the sum amount. Yeah, if you are moving outside, you are out of order, Sheila. Okay, honorable members, I think when you console in Lawton in 2 minutes, and then we will begin appropriating the same. Honorable members, if you console in Lawton. Honorable members, I've seen Honorable Chair have requested me that you have stayed for long. If you want to rush, I'll give you 2 to 3 minutes and then we'll back so that we can move. But you know the session is on. Please, as you move slowly and don't go far away. We are now in a very important business. Thank you, Honorable Member. Now we are in the Committee of the Whole House and consideration of the clauses without amendment. Now, Clerk.
Clause 3.
Honorable Members, I propose that Clause 3 be part of the bill. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. Will as many of a similar opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Clerk.
Clause 4.
Honorable members, I propose that clause 4 be part of the bill. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 4 be part of the bill. Will as many of a similar opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. You are not even very happy, honorable members, as you clap the same. Honorable Clerk.
Honorable Chairs, schedules for the current expenditure R4411, R4426, R4427, R4414, R4428, and R4429.
Honorable members, I now propose that the question votes R4411, R4426, R4427, R4414, R4428, and R4429 be part of the bill. Honorable members, I now put the question that R4411, R4426, R4427, R4414, R4428, and R4429 be part of the bill. Will as many of a similar opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Clerk.
R4430, R4431, R4432, R4433, R4422, R4423, R4424, R4425.
Thank you, Clerk. Honorable members, I now propose the question that votes R4430, R4431, R4432, R4433, R4422, R4423, R4424, R4425 be part of the bill. Honorable members, I now put the question that the votes R4430, R4431, R4432, R4433, R4422, R4423, R4424, and R4425 be part of the bill. Will as many of a similar opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Clerk.
Subtotal for the current expenditure, which is Kenyan shillings 6,210,885,126.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that the subtotal for the current expenditure be part of the bill. Honorable members, I now put the question that the votes subtotal for the current expenditure be part of the bill. Will as many of a similar opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Clerk.
Honorable Chairperson, votes for development expenditure, which is D4411, D4426, D4427, D4414, D4428, and D4429.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that the votes D4411, D4426, D4427, D4414, D4428, and D4429 be part of the bill. Honorable members, I now put the question that the votes D4411, D4426, D4427, D4414, D4428, and D4429 be part of the bill. Will as many of a similar opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Clerk.
Subtotal for development expenditure, which is Kenyan shillings 2,991,522,240.
Honorable members, I now propose that the subtotal for development read by the clerk be part of the bill. Honorable members, I now put the question that the subtotal read by the clerk for development expenditure be part of the bill. Will as many of our similar opinions say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of our contrary opinions say nay? The ayes have it.
Grand total, which is Kenyan shillings, 9,202,407,366. Grand total.
Honorable members, I now propose that the question, honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 2. Honorable members, I now propose the question that grand total be part of the bill. Honorable members, I now put the question that the grand total as read by the clerk for development expenditure be part of the bill. Will as many of a similar opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. There's even no applause, honorable members, and this is a very important document that we are operating, the very important document here. Clerk?
Clause 2.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. Honorable members, I now put the question that the clause 2 be part of the bill. Will as many of a similar opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Clerk.
Clause 1.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. Will as many of a similar opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Clerk.
The long title, which is Appeal for an Act of County Assembly to authorize the issue of sum of money out of the County Revenue Fund and its application towards the service of the year ending on 30th June 2025, and to appropriate that sum and a sum voted on account by the County Assembly for certain public services and purposes.
Thank you. Honorable members, I now propose the question read by the clerk that the long title be part of the bill. Honorable members, I now put the question that the long title read by the clerk be part of the bill. Will as many of a similar opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Okay, honorable members, we are almost coming to the end of this, the committee of the whole house, and I request the chairman to move the reporting.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Nandi County Appropriation Bill 2024 and its approval thereof without amendments. And I request the Honorable Trufosa Kuto to second.
Thank you, honorable members. I will put the question, which is that the committee to report to the House its consideration of non-county appropriation bill 2024 and its approval thereof without amendment. Will as many of a similar opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, we have come to the end of the committee of the whole house. Maybe the chairperson will come to do the reporting immediately when the chair resumes the seat. Thank you, honorable members, for your concern and also for your patience. And your members, when you know the speaker will be coming, you will also stand. You know, I need also to guide the members. This is part of my responsibility.
My administration has worked hard and consistently
so that today the prices of essential commodities like unga have dropped from 240 shillings for a 2-kilogram packet, majorly attributed to our fertilizer subsidy program, the resilience of our farmers.
Honorable Sang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Nandi County Appropriation Bill 2024 and approved the same without amendment.
The mover.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that this House do agree with the committee in the said report, and I also wish to request the Honorable Vice Chair to move to second. The Honorable Vice Chair to second.
Honorable members, I will propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I will put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Will as many as of similar opinion say aye?
Aye.
And will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? Ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 13, the Nandi County Appropriation Bill 2024, third reading.
The mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House adopts the Nandi County Appropriation Bill 2024 be now read at that time. And I also wish to request the Honorable Vice Chair to second. The Honorable Vice Chair to second.
Honorable members, I will propose the question, which is that the Nandi County Appropriation Bill be now read a third time. Honorable Sang.
Okay, maybe Honorable Speaker, maybe I rise first to thank the members of the committee, led by the Chair Korir and the other members, for preparing such a wonderful budget. I want to say that with the issue of the equitable, we've passed. It is my prayer that the executive to implement what we have passed here, so that all the members will get the equal opportunity, and also the procurement process be done at the early times, because many times this procurement delay. So we request that when this budget has been uploaded, they have the procurement plan, so that maybe at the beginning of maybe by September, these contracts have been awarded. So I want to commend and thank also the members, Honorable Speaker, for turning up in large numbers. The House is full. It is like all members wanted to this budget to go through. And I want to say that members, let us keep this spirit of coming and also do the necessary in the county assembly. Otherwise, I also thank the office of the Speaker and the office of the clerk for giving us an enabling environment, and also facilitating the same, so that we come to this area. Otherwise, thank you, honorable members, and thank you, honorable Speaker, for giving us, or for giving me this an opportunity, maybe to congratulate the members and members of the committee. Thank you.
Honorable Kirongo, your mic is on. Honorable members, I know that a decision is about to be made, And I have confirmed that we have the quorum for the purposes of making that decision, and I'll therefore proceed to the question, which is that the Nandi County Appropriation Bill 2024 be read a third time. Will as many as of similar opinion say aye?
Aye.
And will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? Ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 14, motion.
Honorable Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, maybe you can guide the Honorable Vice Chair for Budget that already now the report is officially a document of the Assembly, and it is a law. Because I think it's still standing up to second the report, and the report has been already adopted. Nevertheless, Honorable Speaker, allow me to move a motion on adjournment of the County Assembly for a recess, Honorable Speaker. That aware that the County Assembly is to be on session in accordance with the County Assembly calendar approved in accordance with the Standing Order 29.1 and 2. Further aware that the Standing Order 28.1 provides that the County Assembly may, by resolution, alter its sitting states specified in respect of a particular session, whereas Standing Order 28.3 provides that the County Assembly shall continue to be in session and may adjourn for such number of days as it may determine in its calendar. Considering that the House has since approved the budget estimates for financial year 2024-2025, as well as attendant appropriation bill, further considering that the implementation of the approved budget estimates is key towards realization of development in the county, and taking into consideration the role of County Assembly to oversighting the County Executive in implementing the budget estimates. Noting that the House is on its regular session until 12th July, that is as per approved County Assembly calendar. Cognizant that in light of the members of the County Assembly attending to citizenry and other official duties, therefore this House resolved to adjourn its sittings as from today, 26 June 2024, and resume on that yet July 2024. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this actually has initiated because of the approval of the budget, and at this point, Honorable Speaker, the members may proceed to ensure that they meet with the electorate so that they can advise on the implementation of the budget, Honorable Speaker. And number 2, Honorable Speaker, so that again, as per the calendar, which actually we would have started this recess on 12th, we can join together those days, 10 days with that of the short recess, so that we can have up to 30th July. That is end of next month, Honorable Speaker. So I call this Assembly, Honorable Speaker, this Honorable House, to support this motion so that we can proceed for this short recess, Honorable Speaker, so that we can even visit most of the projects, Honorable Speaker, and ensure that those projects were done on the right standard, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I can give an example of an city, Honorable Speaker. I've been always visiting to ensure that our people get the right services, Honorable Speaker, in terms of good quality work, Honorable Speaker. So this is the period whereby members can interact with the citizens. They can also visit the projects and ensure that the right work is being done across the world, Honorable Speaker. So I call upon the House to support this motion of adjournment, and I call upon the Leader of Minority, Honorable Kirongo, to second.
What is it, Honorable Member from Koyon Ndurio? Honorable Members, I will proceed to propose that aware that the County Assembly is to be in session in accordance with the County Assembly calendar, approved in accordance with the Standing Order 29.1 and 2. Further aware that Standing Order 28.1 provides that the County Assembly may, by resolution, alter its sitting dates specified in respect of a particular session, Whereas Standing Order 28.3 provides that the County Assembly shall continue to be in session and may adjourn for such number of days as it may determine in its calendar. Consider that the House has since approved budget estimates for financial year 2024-2025 as well as attendant appropriation bill. Further, considering that the implementation of the approved budget estimates is key towards realization of the development in the county, and taking into consideration the role of County Assembly to oversighting the county executive in implementing the budget estimates, noting that the House is on its regular sessions until 12th July, as per the approved County Assembly calendar, cognizant that in light of the members of the County Assembly attending to citizenry and other official duties, therefore this House resolves to adjourn its sittings as from today, 26th June 2024, and resume on 30th July 2024. Honorable member from Koyandurio.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm rising, supporting the said motion, and seeing the mood of the House, I'm really urging that, because we have deliberated the budget all the day, I'm requesting that you adjourn. Thank you.
Honorable Sangutei, I've mentioned these more.
I call upon Honorable Silas to second.
No. I decline that, Honorable Sangutei. Honorable Mosbey.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for this opportunity, and I would be surprised if you granted my neighbor to have his way in not allowing a conversation or a debate on the said motion. Given that now we have the Gen Z, then next Gen Z, something like that, because we have some of them here. They are demanding.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Under what standing order, Honorable? And you should be upstanding, huh?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Under standing order 90. Clarity of facts, Honorable Speaker. I want the member for Kaptumo Kaboy to substantiate. He has been calling me Gen Z, Honorable Speaker, yet let him withdraw and apologize.
As far as I'm concerned, Honorable Kipto, I've not heard him say that you are Gen Z.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, but let me not go that direction, Mr. Speaker. I was trying to say that with the emergence of the new generation, the protests that we've seen, and they are demanding accountability. So it is okay if we took a moment for even our wananchi to know why we've gone on this recess. Mr. Speaker, we've been doing a lot of legislation lately. In fact, the word in our words now is that, and I quote this, Mheshimiwa umepotea. And many times I hear even honorable members telling their constituents that we are doing, or we are in the budget making process. This process has really sapped our energy. It has taken a lot of our time. And for us to take a break so that we go and play our other roles of oversighting. For instance, in my ward, I have about 5 key projects that are ongoing. But lately, I've not had an opportunity to visit and see what is going on there. We are all aware that the rains are subsiding, and most of our roads, Mr. Speaker, had been battered by the floods. So for the leader of majority to bring this motion, it is indeed timely, Mr. Speaker, so that we break into our wards, we go, even some committees can proceed somewhere and reflect on some of their key projects that are ongoing. We go back again, Mr. Speaker, explain to the wananchi the contents
of our budget this year. So, Mr. Speaker, I rise to support that this adjournment is necessary so that we can go and carry out our other two roles of representation and oversighting while we are out there. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I support.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, thereafter Honorable Tarbey, and lastly Honorable
Thank you,
Tufosa.
Honorable Speaker. I know Tarbey knows that I'm a ranking member also, I'm the Deputy Speaker. You should have even freeze before even you tell me to talk because he's aware. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and also thank the Majority Leader for allowing us to have the recess from today up to 30th July. We have a number of issues. I know we have many projects as said by Honorable Musbe. We have also our children, we're meeting with our members of the family members. Some of us, our children came yesterday from the after. So we need to go and talk to them and interact with them. We have been away, somebody like me. It is now my opportunity to go and have. And then also, you know, we don't know about this gen set. It is a problem, it's an issue. You know, he told us, in fact, the majority is telling me, can you clear your comment very fast because the gen set might come right now. You know, we are worried of these members of these young people. So as we go home, we will have enough rest. So I want to thank the majority. And also, as the chair for the liaison, I think we'll have the report writing for both the 2 minutes, Honorable Speaker. Members, you will get the information, maybe as from tomorrow from the clerk's office, that the report writing will be there. We will also have the report writing for the July as we are in recess. So when you go home, you'll stay, you'll get communication. We'll also be working at home and also at the assembly. So I want to say thank you, members. When you get the information that we need to have some report, we have pending bills, we have also the pending reports. It's our own opportunity to go and also have those so that as we embark after that yet, we will come and have the discussion for the other, the remaining part of this report writing. Otherwise, I must say that thank you, the majority leader, and thank you, and we say, Pole, for those who lost their life for this Gen Z. And also, we require our children that if you have children, let us talk to them. That tomorrow is not like yesterday. So tell them to remain. And I don't think, Honorable Speaker, that I don't know whether this was about the finance bill. Because as an assembly yesterday, we never had any finance bill. There is nothing happening that the finance bill. This one is political. Those, somebody was selling and they were running that they were saying, give me the torret in financial, that immediately the torret. They went into the farm, and then Bada Gudoko, they said, it is no longer maize, it is now becoming the flesh. So take care of your flesh, honorable members, because this is no longer, it is no longer the finance bill, it is about anything else. Otherwise, thank you, honorable members, and I wish you well as you go home, as you meet with your family members, greet them and have a blessed time with them. Thank you so much.
Honorable Tarbey.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also rise to support the motion of adjournment. And Mr. Speaker, as we go for this recess, I wish well the honorable members as we deliberate on, as the honorable members visit on oversight role, maybe in their respective wards, Mr. Speaker. And I know there are also a number of issues that we'll be looking at, staying with our families. But Mr. Speaker, I have two concerns. One is for my committee. As the honorable member for Chepkumia, who is also our DS, has alluded, yesterday it was a difficult situation, and I wanted clarification from the Honorable Speaker. I don't know if I captured it correctly. There was regulations which were tabled in the floor of this House, the regulation of on what development fund. And Mr. Speaker, if my memory serves me correct, I don't know if you committed it to the relevant committee, because specifically that would be my committee on county delegated legislation. So I didn't capture, Mr. Speaker, because we have to come up with a report on the same. Maybe you'll guide us. Also, Mr. Speaker, I have one concern. Like the Honorable Sang was saying, the issues that happened yesterday, the President has recalled the finance bill. So I don't know now that we rely on revenue from the county, and we know resources were added to the county. Will it affect our budget? I don't know, Mr. Speaker. We need a legal guidance on the same. Maybe it's just a concern. Otherwise, I support the motion of adjournment and wish members well. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable member from Kemeloi Maraba.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also rise to support this motion of adjournment. Really, I congratulate the LOM bringing this motion. This exercise has been so straining, the budget making process. It has been so straining, so it is now a relief. We go for a short recess, almost 1 month, which is a relief to me. There are some projects in my ward, the ongoing projects. I had no time even to go and see the projects to oversight. But now, it is now time for me to go and see my projects. And also talk with my people, especially the committee, Ward Development Fund Committee, about this budget, which have already been passed. So it is in order for this recess, for all of us, that we get time, we go even and relax a bit, so that when we'll be back on July 30th, our minds will be fresh. And I hope the work will be seen in the ground. So members, let's go and do our work. When we are in recess, we should not relax. Let's go and oversight the projects. Lastly, I only wanted to be clarified about the committees. Shall we come for committees, or it is only put writing? Otherwise, I support the motion. Thank you.
Well, honorable members, I will therefore proceed to put the question that aware that the County Assembly is to be in session in accordance with the County Assembly calendar approved in accordance with Standing Order 29.1 and 2. Further, aware that the Standing Order 28.1 provided the County Assembly may, by resolution, alter its sitting date specified in respect of a particular session, whereas Standing Order 28.3 provided the County Assembly shall continue to be in session and may adjourn for such number of days as it may determine in its calendar, considering that the House has since approved the budget estimates for financial year 2024-2025, as well as a tender and appropriation bill. Further, considering that the implementation of the approved budget estimates is key towards the realization of development in the county, and taking into consideration the role of County Assembly to oversighting the county executive in implementing the budget estimates, noting that the House is on its regular sessions until 12th July per approved County Assembly calendar, cognizant that in light of members of the County Assembly attending to citizenry and other official duties, therefore this House resolves to adjourn its sittings as from today, 26 June 2024, and resume on 30th July 2024. Will as many as of similar opinion say aye?
Aye.
And will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? Ayes have it. Honorable members, before the next agenda, rather the next prayer on the order of business today, Honorable member from Kaptumo Kaboi has sought the status of the statement from the Chairperson Agriculture. The Chairperson Agriculture is now before the House. Will you please respond?
Honorable Speaker, I want to apologize. I had a mechanical problem on the way. So will you allow me to respond?
Just proceed and respond.
Okay. Okay, we had two statements sought by Honorable Mospey about agriculture and cooperatives. That's why I'll read the two first. What was the deadline in the Nandi County Human Resource Manual within regards of promotion? And the other one was about the number of promotion carried within the department in the last 2 years. And another one is the age of the person promoted in the last 2 years. So, okay, about that, almost 40 members, 40 staff was promoted within the age of 55, and I will go through the list. I hope you will allow me to go through that list. And I'll read their names. I hope PF numbers I'll not read for you, but I'll read the names. Okay, that's one, Frederick Kibruto Mayo, Francis Omondi, Lilian Tarus, Stalin Kipkoech, Jared Mutai, Chen Keter, Als Jerotich, Cherobon, Joseph Korir, Cheruyot, Evans Omweri, Samson Bitok, Julius Cheruyot Tarus, Konstantina Jesang Rotich, Evelyn Tenin Diema, Paul Kipkoech Boen, Ben Gay Ngetich, Philip Kibrukut Lakat, Joel Kibiego Tarus, Florence Chepkoskei Sitonik, William Kipkurka To, Lynette Kasuti, Jackson Lelmengit, Joseph K. Mutai, Julius Kibet Kiboy, John Cheruyo Tabut, Ellen Maswai, John Okoth, Christopher Kimitei Ngetich, John Kiblimo Ekon, Chepkoech, Phila, Amy Cherotich Maswai, Philip Kipkemei Singoei, Henry Kipkirui Ngetich, Nancy Chebet Chebichi, Rose Cherotich Kemei, Abraham Cheruyot Taput, Mark Chumba, William Kibiwot Akui, Christopher Cheruyot, Christopher Cheruyot Winnie Cherobon. Okay, those are the members promoted within 5 years and they have got an age of 55 years and above. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay. Honorable Mosbey, I think the member has responded. Probably in the next sitting, I'll give the opportunity to the honorable members to comment on the said response. Notwithstanding that, honorable members, on 20th June 2024, the Honorable Speaker made a communication as regard the issues of statements, and I note that the chairpersons are not complying with the said directions in the said communication dated 20th July 2024. Honorable members, I wish to reiterate that the said communication is still binding and must be complied with, and honorable members' failure to comply with those directions, sanctions will be meted upon the chairpersons, notwithstanding invoking the provisions of Standing Order 176. Thank you. Next order.
Order number 15, adjournment.
Honorable members, there being no any other prayer on the order of business today, the House stands adjourned until 30th July 2024.